Guys, I think we can start with introduction. As people will joining, we will ask them for introduction. Deepak sir, what you say?
Sure, Shivam. As you say, you can, if you want, I'll start with my introduction. Else, anyone also can start, no problem.
Yeah, sure, sir. Sure, yeah, sir, you can start. After that, I
Okay.
will tell others to introduce
Thank
themselves.
you, Shivam, and thanks to all the panel members out. And I'm from Bangalore. By qualification, I'm a CA. By choice, I'm an angel investor and an investment banker. So, in terms of startup investments, I've been doing startup investments since 2017. I have done about uh, 8 startup investments till date on the personal front, plus have helped more than 35 startups in raising capital through my iBanking services. Uh, I started my, first startup way back in 2000, and eventually it never took off because those days we never had funding or anything as such. Then I started one more startup in say around 2008, and eventually that also did not took off. My third startup was called Job Genie, which was India's first video job portal in 2014, and I was able to sell it to a other HR tech company in 2019. Uh, so out of my 3 startups, 2 startups failed and one I was able to successfully sell off. This is my experience as an entrepreneur and a startuppreneur. On the angel investment side, in total, I have done about 10 investments, of which 2 have already received the exit. 8 are still ongoing. And that is all from my side. If any questions, I'll be very happy to take.
Thanks a
Uh,
lot, sir.
can I introduce myself?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
sure.
please.
Sir, sir, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Prabhu. I am in the hospitality industry for the last 25 years. My basic job was to build restaurants. That was my job for 25 years. And almost I've built around 3 lakh square feet of restaurants pan India. It's not one place. If all put together, it's going to be more than 3 lakh square feet. Okay, and I had, and once the pandemic came, you know what happened to the hotel industry? It all crashed. Nothing would happen. To after 2019, it all went for a toss, and I had to shut down my factory, and I had to plan something different. As I don't know other than kitchens and hospitality, I just thought what to do. Then there was a boom of cloud kitchens and internet restaurant, ghost kitchens. All this was started booming in the year 2020-21. So I thought I should do something and made a lot of research, and I started my own brand. I have around 8 different cuisine food brands. Then I built a technology around it to sell online. We have 8 different portals. So all this happened, and we floated a company in the month of February this year, 2022, and we applied for the Startup India recognition, and we gave all our documents, and they recognized us as a food tech startup, upcoming startup. Now the challenges, as I told you, I bootstrapped all this 2 years to build to have a minimal viable product. We were working in the space of cloud kitchens and internet restaurant. Now we are coming up with the first cloud kitchen in Hebbal, Bangalore. Excuse me a minute. Yeah. Now we are trying to raise money for scaling up. Sorry. This is the story. And anybody want to ask some questions about my startup, please do ask. I can happily answer.
Thanks a lot, sir. Sir, now I think we can move ahead with introduction, everyone's quick introduction. So, Aman, let's start with you. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi panel. I'm Aman Madhukar. founder of Wash and Cure. So basically, I'm bachelor. I've completed my bachelor's in computer science in this year only, 2022. I started this startup Wash and Cure in my third year final only. Started as a part time and now I'm doing this full time. So we have developed our MVP. So basically, Wash and Cure is an on-demand laundry marketplace where we are connecting the laundry vendors and the customers on our panel. It's like a Zomato, but for only laundry. So we are planning to start by the next week in Bombay. Yeah, that's all.
Thanks, Aman. Shine, Shine Jaswal.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sain Jaiswal. I'm a term 2 student of IIT Madras pursuing my online graduations in programming and data science. So I'm the co-founder at Lia e-commerce. So Lia is uh, a local marketplace app, just like most of the startup focusing on right now online delivery, but there is big market like more than 90% still customers are right now preferring to go their market because of getting interaction with the product, getting satisfactions. So, but there is no any kind of big brand in this sector working in a very organized way and providing customer satisfaction. So that's we have built India's easiest O2O local marketplace, and we are going to launch this app in 1 week in Kota, Rajasthan. So thank you so much, and
Thanks, Shine. Yeah. Swamiji.
Hello guys, I'm Shomit Bhattacharya. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Hello. Okay. Hi, I'm Shomit Bhattacharya. I'm from Kolkata, West Bengal. I completed my graduation last year as a BPharm honors from South City College, and right now I'm pursuing for MCom from IGNOU. I'm the founder of Ambudor. Ambudor, we are providing ambulance aggregator to the patients during the time of emergency. So we are connected with more than 300 plus ambulances in Kolkata, covering the total area of 35 kilometers, and also we are aiming to provide medicine delivery, 10 minutes medicine delivery to the customers who need. So this is what I'm right now. We are building the app. Our app is still on making at this moment. We are unable to complete the app till now, but once it's done, we are planning to deploy it by next month, or we are going to start our business by next month. That's what I'm planning.
Shivam, I think you are mute.
You're mute.
Okay, sorry. So Keshav from Kelvy Austin. Keshav. Okay. So guys, now my turn. So basically, I am IT campus graduate. Previously, I've exited from my previous startup Unchai via acquisition. Currently, I'm building First of 100 Days, where I'm building a platform for startup founders and investors to make startup investment and development simply. Yeah. Deepak sir, I think now we can start our today's session.
Sure, Shivam. I'll be really happy to take the questions now. If any questions are there, I think we can begin.
Mr. Deepak, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir, please.
Yeah, what was your ticket size for your investment, Mr. Deepak, in the startups?
Sir, it depends on the startups to startups because every startup is at a different stage and a different requirement. On the personal side, if I invest personally, then the ticket starts from as small as 10 lakhs
Hmm.
to a maximum of 1 crore.
Okay, nice.
Yes,
So
sir.
you
And the
mean
next,
you are looking at early stage and no before revenue generation. That is the stage
No,
you're
sir.
looking at?
I come into picture when a startup is crossing 2 crores revenue.
2 crores per annum.
2 crores, one to 2 crore per annum minimum revenue
Okay,
is there. Then I will come into. I would come pre-series.
okay, okay, sir. Right.
Yes, sir.
So then I think
Any
we can
questions,
start
I'll be
with
happy
the
to take.
yeah. So I think we can start with the common question, like how angels evaluate a startup and what all they look after into the startup.
Sir, as an angel investor, what I would like to see or I would like to understand is what is the problem they have identified in the market and what is the problem they are trying to solve. If the problem identified is genuine, then I'll be happy to come in. And if the solution they're offering is the real solution, so these are the two main things. Then the team behind it, what is the team, who is doing it? Because if it's a single person company, it doesn't invoke confidence in an investor. So there has to be a team in the company, at least 2 to 3 people. And second and the third thing is, what is the skin in the game? How much self contribution has gone into it? How much money the promoter himself has bought into the company? And fourth is, what is the revenue that they are making? Do they have the paying clients already? So these are the few things as an angel investor, myself or any person who wants to invest looks into.
So, what do
Okay.
you think about this food industry, food tech companies, Mr. Deepak? Have you any insight on that? Food tech or food technology companies? What is the
So
insight?
of lately, I am planning to invest in a QSR brand.
Okay.
Uh, they are doing decent revenue. They have a revenue of almost 20 crores now. The company was founded in 2016. I would not name the company, but they are doing quite good. So they are raising a bridge round now of almost 8 crores. Their Series A has been completed. So I am coming in at somewhere at $500,000.
Good. So, what do you think the future of food tech, as per your insight, is concerned?
So anything that has a technology backed is fast scale up, can be fast scaled up. You do not have to have a lot of fixed cost or expenses. What I feel, anything that has technology component into it, be it food tech, be it agri tech, be it fintech, is like a modern trade, and I believe they have a huge scope going further. And QSR in the food sector, like in your case, you said cloud kitchens. I think Rebel is the largest cloud kitchen in India.
400 crores funding they got 2 to 3 months back.
Yes. So my QSR also works with Rebel.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
So
How do they
so
work?
this is the future, sir. I would suggest you are on a right track if you really execute it, precisely and well. And QSR companies don't want to spend uh, lot on their capital expenses, wherein cloud kitchen comes very handy.
Very true.
And if you can tap the market precisely, then I think this is a good place to be in. And in the COVID, restaurants were shut down, but food deliveries were never. So cloud kitchens were, it was like a blessing in disguise for them. So there were few industries which made huge revenues in COVID times, along with pharmaceutical. One of them is, I think, yes, Swiggy, Zomatos, and the cloud kitchens. So this is my take, though I am not an expert on the food side, but
But
I think it's a to
anyhow,
stay in.
it was very encouraging that you gave some insight about the cloud kitchens, and people should think and encourage cloud kitchen founders. I think you are one of them, as far as I have met.
Definitely, sir. I encourage all the entrepreneurs because I know what a pain an entrepreneur goes through. Before being an angel investor, I was an entrepreneur with 2 failed startups. and one startup with a decent exit. And also on the angel investment side, uh, I would say about 5 failed investments, uh, losing money on, how would I say, wrong decisions, wrong evaluations. But then I think that is all the learning curve, sir. You learn, and then you change yourself, you put your lessons to work, and then you start again investing with better caution.
So how do you
So
reach you, Mr. Deepak? Can you leave your number in case I want to reach you something?
Shivam would be the right person, sir.
Yeah,
You
so
can
I will
Ah,
provide
yeah,
you the
Shivam
number.
Paul. Okay, Shivam Paul is the right person. Okay, Shivam. Thank you. Okay, yeah, sorry.
By the way, Prabhuji, I'm from Bangalore.
Oh yeah, good. So yeah, you come to this startup meetups and all? Have you are you following
I
those things, sir?
I do sometimes. In fact, today evening I'm attending the D2C event in.
Ah, yeah. Even I'm coming. Maybe we can meet there. I think
So
it's an. I
we
think it's
can
one.
meet them.
Yeah, Vivek. No, it's on some Taj.
Taj
Viveka Taj.
Vivanta. Taj
Vivanta. Yeah,
Vivanta.
just send me an invitation. Yeah, maybe definitely. I have to identify you. I don't know how you look, but anyhow, I have to find out you there.
Prabhuji, if you are part of that group, first 500.
First 500. This is the group. First 500.
Founder
Sir, I
500,
will add
right?
you. Sir, I
Sir?
will add you. Prabhu, sir, I think you came across our post from LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I will share the invite with you.
So
On the
maybe
company.
we'll meet today, Mr. Deepak, in that event.
Definitely, Prabhuji. Looking
Yeah, I
forward to
think
it.
you are seeing my face now. You should come and recognize me.
You can see my face also. Give me a minute. I am not in a very good place, so hence
Okay,
I did. No, give me a second.
okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got you. Let's meet today
Okay.
evening. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Nice. Deepak, sir, I have a question for you. So basically, as you told that you have invested in 8 startups till now, out of which 5 was failed. So what's the learning from those startups? So like, what are
Shivam,
the
can you
factors?
come again?
Yeah. So I was asking that till now you have invested in 8 startups, out of which 5 was failed startups.
No,
Okay.
no, 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 sir. No. Total, I have done almost close to 18 investments.
Okay. Sorry.
5, 6 startups have failed royally, and I have
Got
lost
it.
also huge.
So my question is, so what are the learnings from those investment? Like what mistakes you did while evaluating them, or what mistakes did you realize?
The mistakes is what happened when I started with. I really, on the personal side, two of the investments were for the close friends and families. So it was like more of a compulsion to invest in them, because it was from a family and friends kind of thing. So what I learned is never have an emotional connect with your business and investments.
Right.
So that is one thing I learned. Second thing is, what I learned is, if one idea is successful and if you're trying to replicate the same idea, there is no guarantee it will success. So now if you see across, there are many hyper local trying to do a last mile connectivity. How many of them will succeed? The problem is, everyone, my understanding for startups was completely different than now. I was of an opinion a successful, already established successful idea can become success, but that doesn't happen. So many things I have learned from my past, sir, and now I'm being very cautious investor, and made a point very clear that I will never go in an ideation stage or not in a MVP stage until there is no paying clients.
Got it.
So, and I suggest to startups, who's looking to raise capital, first you should approve your family and friends. They are the one people who should trust you. If they don't trust you, then going in the market and raising capital uh, is
No,
not advised.
Mr. Deepak, how long will they support? That's a question mark. I've been bootstrapping for 7 years. I also had two failed startup. I had a startup in taxi segment. I had a startup in beauty segment. The problem is, no, you are addicted to startup, building a startup. No, you can't. You don't have that. You don't think anything than building a startup. So
Your
on the
taxi segment, you're from that BTM layout side?
no, sir, I am from Benson Town. I think the other part, Hebbal, RT
I
Nagar.
know there's other taxi startup which
Yeah, no,
connected.
my taxi was called Pink Taxi, PINKTEKS. Okay, it was originated from IM Bangalore. We were the launch pad. Unfortunately, no, that there was an investor who wanted to do from Singapore, but he last minute he had backed off. And those days, I think it was 2017, I invested around 15 lakhs in buying cars, and it failed miserably. Then again, what to do? I have to start one more startup in the beauty segment that was called spa2salon.com, where I used to aggregate beauticians to the customer, and there too, no, I couldn't build up that. And finally, no, you fail when you can't scale your start. That is the point. People talk about there is money out, the money here. It's all, I think. Last 7 years I've been into each and every event of startups, meetups. You name it, I'm there. Microsoft Ventures. I'll be the first person to enter the hall. So now, what I've learned, no, as you also learned by your investment, and unless you have capital or a working capital, it is very difficult to run a startup. Very, very difficult. And asking money throughout to friends and family becomes a very, very emotional thing. It will become embarrassing also. How you can ask a friend one time, two time, and how much will your friend give you? 50,000, 30,000? And but that is again, I think this has to be, friends, and yes, they believe you, but once you succeed, then it's okay. When you fail, it's not possible. That's my experience.
Right, sir. Shivam, we can take questions.
Yeah. So guys, another question. Shine, Soumyajit, Keshav. Okay. So, sir, I have a question. So, sir, based on your experience, Deepak sir, what do you think? What should be the right strategy for building a startup, or right way of building a startup?
The first thing is, if you want to start a startup, first ask yourself, why do you want to start this startup? What is that you're trying to solve? What is your vision behind this startup? If your intention is only to build a startup, raise money, then it will never going to happen. The statistics clearly says in India, 3,000 startups get registered daily. So, and as an angel investor, there are only about, I think, 6,000 angel investors in India. I'm not talking about venture capitals and private equities. And I personally get 5 to 6 startups on a daily basis, which gives me a leverage of almost, 200 startups a month to evaluate. So I invest in one startup every quarter. So that gives me 600 startups to choose from. So if you want to build a startup, why you want to do that? Just because someone is done it and running successful? No, you will be never in a position to succeed if that is your case. But yes, you want to create something unique, you're building something unique, then yes, ask yourself, why do you want to build it? Then if you have a clear vision and goal, and if you have the required capital to sustain for 2 years without depending on anyone, then I think you should venture out in a startup. Just because I have an idea and then some investor is going to put the money and I'm going to do business on the investor's money is never going to happen. Yes, Shivam.
Yeah, hi sir. This is Keshav.
Hi,
Shivam, is
Keshav.
my voice audible?
Yeah, no, it's fine, Keshav.
I'm in the car right now. So, just one second. Yeah, sorry. So, sir, like when you invest in startups, like, when you expect from the investor that they'll bring something into the company. So, what expertise or what thing do you bring into the startup? When you invest in them.
Okay. So I always work on a strategic investments. If I know them and if I know the industry where I'm investing, and if I know along with money, I can bring in business connections or strategic associations, I will do the investment and I will bring business to the company. When I say business to the company, I bring strategic partnerships, I bring collaborations, I bring money. So these are the three components. And yes, if they need a team, someone in the team to be someone like a co-founder, yes, we bring in co-founders.
So,
So
like,
you
you
will-
don't prefer to invest in solo founders.
No, sir, we don't invest in solo founders. It's not me. No company would invest in solo founders until there's a team, because one person cannot do everything. There has to be a team which has to be built. Yes, you don't have a co-founder, it's fine, but then you should have a team in place.
Deepak sir, this is Sain. Sir, I curiously want to learn from you that how investor exists from the start.
How investor?
How investor used to take their exit from investment.
So as an angel investor, I generally exit on the further funding round.
Okay.
If you raise a further capital, I will take an exit, because my exit plan will be agreed with you on the day one before I put the money. So you will give me a detailed exit plan. How are you going to exit me in 3 years or 5 years or whatever?
Okay.
I'm just giving a hypothetical number. And what is the exit value you're going to give me? So that is agreed on the term sheet which I share with you, which is mutually signed. And accordingly, you're going to give me exit. Your exit can either be through further rounds of fund once you raise, or maybe you will buy me on a later date, or maybe if the company is growing big, then it can be an IPO route. Because I'm an angel investor, my investment sizes are small. So ideally, I may not be with the company until it goes IPO.
Okay, Mr.
Right,
Deepak.
right.
Sir, thank you. Sorry. Do you invest with with other people? How is it? I mean, what do you call it?
Sir,
You
I
co-invest?
personally invest, and we also do through LLP. If we need a bigger capital, like say $500,000, or if we need bigger money, and if the company is really good, so we are a group of people who collaborate, and we bring in bigger capital.
No, that is what it is. Not only you. You will have a group of people put
So like I
together.
also said, I'm a iBanker.
Okay.
I also help raise companies' capital.
Company's capital for collateral, or how is it?
No, equity.
Equity. Okay. Good. Yeah. Okay.
Sir, have you invested in any D2C startup?
Sorry, sir.
Sometime.
You're not audible.
Have you invested in any D2C startup?
Sir, I have invested in one D2C startup, which is into plant-based protein meat.
I'm saying, have you invested in
Yes,
any
I
D2C
have
startup?
invested into one plant-based protein meat product, which is based out of Chennai. But that investment tanked, the company closed.
Oh God.
And now I'm evaluating a QSR brand, which is again a D2C. Maybe going further soon with that. They're doing quite good. They are Series B now.
Now, what was the reason that plant-based meat was failed? I mean, what is the reason? Because I'm in touch with somebody for that. What was the
Single
reason?
founder company, sir.
It was a single founder company.
It was a single founder company.
But the
lack
concept is catching up.
lack of vision, lack of financial muscle, and couldn't go further whatsoever reason. Yeah, my investment was quite small, but then as an individual, any amount is a big amount.
True. Hello?
Mr. Deepak.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hi, Mr. Deepak. I'm Shomit Bhattacharya. I'm asking you, sir, what do you look into a team before you invest?
Saumejit, you're not audible to
Can
me.
you hear me, sir? Hello?
Yes,
Sir,
Saumejit.
I'm asking you, what do you look into a team before you invest?
Sir, I look how well the team is connected. Is it team for the cause or is it team by force? So if your all team members are in with one vision, it's happy to align. Because sometimes I come across teams which are formed just because for the sake of showing it to investors, and the investors are quite smart, sir. They understand things very fast. Yes, the team should be passionate. The team should have a history of themselves, and I would be very keen to understand why is this team. What is that they bringing to a table is very important. The team should be very well aligned between themselves. The one more issue happens in companies is lack of team coordination, lack of co-founder coordinations. So many things are there. So team history should be there, sir. At least the team members should be knowing each other for at least 2 to 3 years.
Okay, sir.
So I have a question. So how do you evaluate? Let's say I and Samajit are working on some idea. Okay. So how will you evaluate that? How our compatibility primary.
So there is something called forensic due diligence.
Okay.
So which ensures we make sure that each and everything what is being said and what is being shown is correct. So when we do a due diligence, we do all kind of due diligence, including your financial, including your background, including the past track records. See, because a person investing money is his hard-earned money. So when we do forensic due diligence, whatever details we want, we will get those details.
Got it. Got it. Guys, any other question? Yes, Samajit.
Sir,
Sorry.
can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, sir. So I'm asking you, have you invested in any healthcare startup or any startup that I'm doing?
I have
into the
invested in
ambulance
a
sector?
clinic management software called Papijo, based out of Cochin. It's a health tech startup. It's into clinic management software, enterprise SaaS platform.
Okay. So, as I'm building a healthcare app for aggregating ambulances and medicines, so have you invested in any of these startups?
So,
Or do you
Majid,
have
my
any
first
idea
question:
about-
why do you want to venture out in an already competitive market?
Sir, the main purpose of going to the medicine business is because the ambulance business have a big problem that nobody usually download the app because
So,
most of the
Majid,
time.
your voice is very low.
Okay, just a minute, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, sir. I'm just telling you, sir, that the ambulance business got a big problem that people usually don't download the app or use the app on a regular basis. That's the one of the biggest problem that ambulance business used to suffer. And to get a good customer attendance or get a good customer usage, we are going for the medicine business as well. As there is a big gap in the medicine business, just like pharmacy or NetMeds, they are providing medicines or they are delivering the medicines after 24 hours by only giving 15% discounts. So I just saw there is a huge gap in that market as well.
Samajit, your voice
That's
is
why.
very low.
Uh, just give me a minute. I need to change my headphones. Bro.
Now
Excuse
it's
me.
fine. Now it's fine.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. And the ambulance business got a big problem, which is that the usage of ambulance is very low. Like people usually don't download the app. If I just tell them to download the app, this is the ambulance aggregator. We are providing you ambulance. Nobody will download the app. And if they download it after a few days or few months, they will eventually delete the app. To get a good customer response, or to get a good customer, I don't know what to say. Just forget the term. To get a good customer
Somejit,
involvement
either
every day.
you remove your headphones and can you please connect directly on the phone, please?
Sure, sir. Sure. Just give me a moment.
In the meantime, we can take other questions.
Yeah.
Sir, am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm just asking that. I'm just saying that the ambulance business have a big problem, that the number of customers are pretty low every day, and the customers usage is, as the customer usage is low, the repeated customer, the count of repeated customer is as low as well. So to get a good customer response, and so that the people won't delete our app from their phone, we're also going to the medicine market. And in the medicine market there is a big gap, which is that pharmacy or midlife, all the big players are delivering the medicine after 24 hours from the order time, and also they are only providing 15% discount. So I saw there is a big gap, so I'm also going for the quick commerce business, to providing 15 to 30 minutes medicine delivery with a good discount as well. And that's why I'm going to the
Somejit,
medicine delivery. Yes.
let me answer your thing. First thing, you're diverting from your business model itself. First, you said you want to do a ambulance. Then to just to retain your client, you want to do the medicine delivery. What I see is on your business side, you're not consistent. आपको ambulance भी करना है, आपको medicine भी करना है. Now, second thing, pharmacy and other delivering in 24 hours. I think, sir, that is no more the case. They'll deliver in 2 hours now.
There is a pharmacy startup by the alumni of IIT Roorkee. They are focusing on delivering medicine within 30 minutes, and they have started their pilot project from Gurgaon itself. So
ठीक है. So, Soumyajit, on my side, personally, I don't feel this idea is investable for me, but I wish you good luck.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
So Swamijit, I have also a question for you that hospitals are also offering like ambulance. So why someone will use your service? What is differentiating factors in your startup?
The biggest problem that I faced when I booked an ambulance from a hospital, like when I used to call an ambulance from a hospital, they said they don't have a driver. And the biggest problem is to get the right number at the right time. During the time of emergency, people, most of them get confused and they don't know what to do at that moment. So providing app or aggregator so that they can get at least book an ambulance at the right time, we are building this with that vision only. And yeah, a hospital can also provide ambulances, but how to choose the right hospital first, and second is at which number do you need to call at that time. So to solve that problem, we are building this app.
So you are trying to build like something like Ola or Uber of ambulance. Am I right?
Right, absolutely right.
Okay. So it's a good thing. I think problem exists because my family has faced up this kind of problem because in Bihar there is a Mahavir Cancer Trust, and one of my buddy mummy suffered, and then at that time there were no any ambulance available at the in the night, and we were trying for the very long hours that to get any kind of ambulance. So a problem really exists, but it totally depends upon how you are executing your to reach to your like targeted patients or customers. I think problem exists. It's a very big problem.
Thank you.
Yeah. Guys, any questions? So, sir, I have a question. Let's say someone has to start their angel investment journey. So, how they can start? Now, with this
They have to
Yes,
start the investment journey.
angel
They
investment
should
journey.
have their own money.
No, how to start? How to start? In terms of relating startup, like all these things.
So I would suggest, they help their family and friends who are doing the startups.
Okay.
That is the best way to support their near and dear ones to start off with, because I personally also started personal investments by doing investments in family and friends rounds before I completely pivoted to commercial funding.
Got it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And I would
Guys,
still suggest them before investing into private equities or private placements, start with listed entities, understand the market, and then go for private companies investments.
got it. So basically, start with stock investment, then move on to startup investment.
Yes, start investments, then move on to startup investments. And I also suggest, in case you're planning to launch a startup, then please make sure your idea is really unique. Do
Yes,
not
sir.
copy a successful business model. A very good example. I was reached by someone in Bangalore. You know what kind of startup they're trying to do? Loo Finder.
Mhm.
आप कहीं public में हो and you want to relieve yourself, where do you find the nearest washroom? Very good idea, but not scalable. Who will download your app? Who will download that app? What is the business model? And their target customer was a woman. Very good. But in a country like India, I don't think so. This kind of startups would really make any business sense. I'm not sure I'm going to pay a subscription fee to an app on a monthly or an annual basis to find a loo somewhere in the city or some other city. So the idea is very unique, but there's no business model in it.
Like government itself should do these kind of things, that there should be any kind of things that where people can this is the government job, I think.
No,
People can use them.
there is a business model in it. The business model is the data. If they only
Right,
concentrate on the data, and the data can be monetized,
right.
but there's no other revenue or business model in this.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I have one question. Like, out of your 18 investments which you have made, so how did the founders reach out to you, or like, did you like the product and then you reached out to them? How did it went?
So initially, like I said, I started doing with family and friends. Then the word started spreading. I have my LinkedIn. People started to come to know, and that's how it happened. And I have done investments, so references, so keeps happening.
Then is there anything particular which you look out in pitch deck, and which you think that most of the founders are lacking in? Is there anything
So
insight or
many,
some?
many, many founders, what I personally feel is, I get pitch decks which looks most like a word incorporated in a presentation. It's like a story written. You should always make sure your pitch deck is your pitch deck is your mirror to about your company to an investor. You're presenting it to an investor. It has to be very well done. You should at least spend some money, or you should hire a consultant or proper person to do a proper pitch deck. Many founders don't understand that. They just make a pitch deck out of their own knowledge. Most of the points are not covered, and it's completely looks like a story written. When I
Sir,
get pitch decks like this, pitch decks like this, I generally ignore these pitch decks. I don't even like to see those kind of unprofessional pitch decks. It clearly shows your intent and your seriousness about your company.
Deepak
Yes.
sir, I have a question that there are also platform like Y Combinator. They used to provide like funding also at the idea stage itself, because one of my friend he got so what they see at that level. I curiously want to know.
I'm not sure about what Y Combinator does or what they don't do because I'm not a part of their group. So let us discuss what is relevant to me.
Okay, okay.
Guys, another question to ask? Deepak sir, I think there are no more questions from us. So shall we wrap up the meetup, or do we have anything else to discuss?
I think it's all from my side. If any questions are there, then I will be happy to take. Else, I think we can wind up the call.
Yeah. So guys, thanks a lot for
Just one
coming to
question I ask, Shivam. Just one more
Sorry.
question.
Yeah, Keshav.
Yeah. So, sir, like, what do you think about the mental health space? What do you think about that market?
So I'm working on I'm working with a startup. I'm closely working with a startup. I would not name the startup. Uh, it's trying to address mental health issue using music as a medium, and it's a Bangalore based. And mental health issue is a larger problem. But are you really qualified enough to address that as a startup? If because it has a lot of implications and complications to it, it's a bigger space to be in,
Okay.
right, sir? And
Thanks,
my contact details are with Shivam. You can happy to connect with him. Thanks a lot.
So Deepak sir, do you want to let us know, because I'm a student, curiously want to know. So do you want to suggest or anything from your side before wrapping up this conversation?
Sorry, Shaim, I did not get your point.
Actually, sir, I'm a student, curiously want to know, like learn and so many things. So do you want to suggest us like a student who is building a startup personality from your side, like before wrapping up this conversation?
But
Any
be a part of
suggestions?
the event. Be a part of events like this. You know,
Yeah.
keep yourself occupied with events like this. It gives you a lot of learning and lot of networking.
Yes. Thank you, sir. It was nice conversation.
Okay, Mr. Deepak,
Thank
we
you,
will
everyone.
meet today in the evening.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Looking forward
Thank
to
you
it.
very much. Nice. It was a really encouraging, what we call Zoom. I think a lot of things we learned the first meetup. I encourage you to have much more like this, Paul.
Sure.
Right.
Thanks to
Yeah.
Shivam ji. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot, Deepak sir.
Thank you, Shivam.
Thanks.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Prabhu sir.
Yeah. That's it.
Sir, basically we are building community of founders at first 500 days.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
That's all.
sharing a link with you. You
Yeah,
can join
please.
the community from there,
Yeah.
where
You
we
are
have
sharing a link
all
in
the early
LinkedIn
stage
or in?
founders.
Okay. Oh,
I
good.
shared here in the chat. If you tell me, I
Okay.
can also share on the LinkedIn also.
Yeah. See, you can just send me a link for CEO at Homify Foods. I'll just I think you have a chat, no? I will.
Yeah.
I'll just put my chat. And what is the company name, Shivam?
First 500 days.
Acha.
So actually, I have started this startup recently.
Okay.
Before that, I have co-founded Unchai, where we help JS
Ichai.
Unchai.
Height.
Yes, a Hindi word. It's a Hindi word.
Okay. So
Yeah,
this is my mail ID.
sure, sir.
Okay. Kindly send me something you like what you're doing today. Maybe we can
Sure,
have
sir.
a better. Huh? So nice of you and it was
Yes, sir.
nice, very encouraging meetup today. Talking to directly
Yes,
to
sir.
investor. It makes a lot of confidence for the founder.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks a lot. Yeah,
Thanks a lot, sir.
thank
Thank
you
you,
very
sir.
much. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.